The 2015 Tour de France boasts one of the strongest lineups in recent years, with all four of the big Grand Tour names making an appearance. Defending champion Vinenzo Nibali will take on former champions Chris Froome and Alberto Contador, with 2013 Giro victor Nairo Quintana the pretender to the thrones. Home nation France also looks strong for a course that is geared towards the climbers, with summit finishes on Alpe d'Huez, Plateau de Bay and Parlou. Here are Cyclingnews' top 10 contenders for the Tour de France. Vinenzo Nibali won last year's Tour de France with an impressive display of strength, wearing the yellow jersey in all but 3 days and beating Jean-Christophe Péraud by more than 7 minutes. Impressive as it was, Nibali's biggest rivals weren't present, and he'd be keen to beat them en route to a second title. Nibali showed flashes of form during the Dauphiné, attacking on stage 6 to put himself into yellow. However, he didn't go all out and he seemed to be keeping something in reserve. Alberto Contador is attempting to become the first rider since Marco Pantani in 1998 to win the Giro d'Italia and the Tour de France in the same season. Contador tried it once before in 2011, but could only manage 5th after appearing to go too deep during the Giro. There seem to be no such problems this season with a win at the Route du Sud, his only race between the two Grand Tours. It remains to be seen if he can maintain the form for another 3 weeks of racing against much fresher opponents. Chris Froome will be hoping to put the bad memories of the 2014 Tour de France behind him with some better luck this year. Froome is forced to abandon after a series of crashes left him with a broken hand and wrist. Going into the Tour, he'll be able to take confidence from his second career victory at the Critérium du Dauphiné. The lack of time trial will be disappointing for the Team Sky rider, but he should be more than able to hold his own in the high mountains. Nairo Quintana returns to the Tour de France for the first time since his successful debut in 2013. Quintana had been a promising talent until then, but his second place behind Froome showed him as a serious Grand Tour contender. He went on to win the Giro d'Italia the following season in convincing style. With his talents on the climbs, Quintana will be extremely happy with the mountainous course, and we can expect to see an aggressive performance in the final weeks. Movistar also bring Alejandro Valverde, who could be vital in the mountains. Jean-Christophe Péraud flew the flag for French cycling last season as he valiantly took on eventual winner Vinenzo Nibali. A strong time trial would help Péraud become the best placed Frenchman since Richard Virenque's second place at the infamous 1997 Tour. Péraud had a good start to the season as he defended his Critérium International title, but has been quiet since then. The lack of time trialling will also concern the 38-year-old, and he may end up playing second fiddle to his younger teammate Romain Bardet. After finishing third at last year's Tour, Thibaut Pinot is likely to be France's best shot at success this season. Just 2 years ago, it looked like the 25-year-old would have to wave goodbye to any Grand Tour ambitions, as a fear of descent almost crippled him at the 2013 Tour. Pinot has been in good form of late, winning the Queen stages of the Tour de Romandie and the Tour de Suisse. While Pinot has lost one of his key riders in Arnaud Genesson, he'll still be a tough contender in the mountains. TJ Van Gardner will be hoping that it's third time lucky as he takes on sole leadership of BMC at the Tour de France for the third year running. Van Gardner has twice finished 5th at the Tour, despite an extremely challenging race in 2014, and he and the team will be looking for more this time. His plan was to test his form at the Dauphiné in early June, and he proved himself a serious challenger for Froome in the mountains, losing out on bonus seconds in the end. Along with Thibaut Pinot, Romain Bardet is a major home hope for the Tour de France. Bardet battled with Pinot for the Young Riders classification last season, with the FDJ rider edging him out in the end. Bardet seems to have made another big step forward this season, and he showed that he wasn't afraid to take it to the big contenders with an impressive recent victory at the Critérium du Dauphiné. He'll be one to watch in the mountainous final weeks, and his aggressive style could upset the favourites. This year's Tour de France parcours could hardly be better suited to Joaquim Rodriguez. With time trials often scuppering his overall ambitions, he'd be pleased to find a course focused on his favoured terrain. As a former winner of Flèche Wallonne, the visit to the Mur de Huy will also play into his hands, and gives him an early chance to deal a mental blow to the other contenders. However, unlike many of his rivals, Rodriguez will have to share the team, as Katusha looked to gain stage wins with Alexander Kristoff. Andrew Talansky is another Grand Tour contender that will be looking to put the bad memories of last season's race behind him. Despite his best efforts, multiple crashes in the first week resulted in a knee injury that forced him to quit ahead of stage 12. Talansky's team has since merged with Cannondale, but his core support will remain largely the same. Aside from his victory at the US National Time Trial Championships, Talansky has been fairly quiet this season, with 10th at the Dauphiné his best stage race result.